Yo, what up guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make this professional looking abstract banner. I hope you enjoyed the video and let's get right into the tutorial. Okay, so first make a new layer, 3000 by 1000 pixels, and you want to create a solid color. Make it a 50% gray, so in here it should be 128, and create a new layer, shift backspace to fill it in with 50% gray, 100% opacity. So now you want to go to the brush tool, make it 100% hardness, make like a few dots, like bigger ones, then go to like 60, make some smaller ones like this. I mean hold Alt and then you can just sample a color. Then you go to something like 190. Then you want to create a solid white, essentially. Now that you've done that, you want to go to filter, blur, radial blur, and set to 40. Now that that's done, create another layer. Just do that again, but this time just using black and white. Then you want to go to filter, blur, radial blur, and 20 again. Then you want to select both of these layers, Ctrl G to group them, Ctrl J to duplicate the group, and Ctrl E to make it one single layer. Then go to filter, filter gallery, choose plastic wrap, set the highlight strength to about 15, the detail to about 8, and smoothness to 15. Now just filter, add view, filter, blur, radial blur, and set it to 20 again. Create another layer and do the same thing. So just filter, blur, radial blur, set it to something like 40, then Ctrl E, Ctrl G to group the layers, Ctrl J and Ctrl E to make them into one. Now select filter, filter gallery, and redo the plastic wrap. So now filter, blur, radial blur, add 40, and it should do something like this. I'm pretty happy with the result so far, so I'm just going to create a gradient map. That's gradient, create a gradient map, and set the colors like so. So it's going to be the color you want this whole thing to be. So for me it's gonna be like, let's say this purple. Then you want to get the black somewhere in here, and then you want to get the white somewhere in there. And I think I'm gonna make this black more into like a dark gray. I think that's okay. Now select the gradient map and the layer, Ctrl J and Ctrl E, filter, go to filter gallery, plastic wrap again, and then filter, blur, and radial blur to 40. I think that's too high, so I'm just gonna redo this, make it like a 7, 4 detailed, so like 2. I think this should be pretty good. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now go to filter, camera raw filter, and in here you want to kind of play around with it. So I'm just gonna change the temperature slightly, and yeah, just play around with the settings until you're satisfied. Anyway, just clarity to max, texture to something pretty high. Can dehaze slightly, maybe, and the vibrance up, saturation slightly lower, and then go to color mixer, and in here you can kind of change your colors and kind of play around with them. If you press on this, if you press on this box right here, you're gonna get the split kind of view. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. There's actually, I'm going to darken the highlights maybe. Now this is not perfect. If you want something, if you want a better pattern or something, you have to redo it, like Like, you're gonna have to redo it up to like this point. But for me, this is okay. Control J, filter gallery, and filter blur, radial blur. Go to 40. And now you can see that it's like that. So what you want to do next is just kind of erase this. So create a mask. Okay, so you're gonna want to erase certain parts of this. So like this was slightly too smooth. So like here, slightly in here. Mostly gonna do this to the black parts of the design. Now you just want to Control Alt Shift E, and you can deselect all the previous ones. This is gonna copy all of the previous layers and make them into one. What I'm gonna do is Control R to bring out the rulers, and you can just move them in like so. Next, you want to go to the mask tool, make sure it's on the ellipse marquee tool, and just holding down from the center, Alt and Shift like so. Make it kind of pretty big, but make sure it's like on the canvas, so not like this. So I think this is right about okay, and I'm just gonna delete that and then just Alt drag down, Control T, make it smaller, and press OK. Now Alt drag down, Control Shift T. You get something like this. Using the color fill you made at the beginning, you can change like the actual color of the background to something that would match. So I think this is okay. Now you want to add your text. Okay, and you want to just move it in the center like so. It's pretty simple. Hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one.